welcome to Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month After Party Day 12. Yes, I've been live streaming for 12 days on the trot now. If you're new to this channel, you're not already subscribed, please hit that the big bell icon after you've hit the big subscribe button so you get notified of every time I post a new video. This is the place to be for education about asexuality. So thanks so much. Hello, Michael. Really lovely to see you. Thanks for joining me. I'm all dressed up today. So I'm in my dress, which this is my dress. So should I be really naughty and get up here? So this is my dress. I love this dress because I love sparkly things because I'm a sparkly girl. And I've been out with my friends. Well, my friend and her friend. So this is what I want to talk to you about today, is that it's, you know, heterosexuals can make the best of friends too. Now, I'm asexual and sometimes I kind of give sexuals a hard time quite a lot about the fact, you know, of all the sort of problems I get with them and we get as a general asexual community we get from sexuals, in terms of obviously some sexuals are just far too sexual. They push their sexuality onto us. They're so sexualized. It's really hard for us to be in such a sexualized environment sometimes. Some sexuals can be sexually abusive, or they can be abusive in other ways, emotionally abusive and all that lot. And you know, sometimes I give them a hard time. Hi Martin, nice to see you. So I just was saying, look, I'm in a dress today because I've been out with my friend. Woohoo! I love this dress because it's nice and sparkly. Anyway, so yeah, so I was explaining that basically, you know, that I do give sexuals a hard time sometimes on this channel, not intentionally hard for every sexual, but obviously you see me quite a bit saying, you know, this sexual's done that, you know, like you know, I might have had some abuse by a sexual in the past, you know, and blah blah blah. So but I do try and give more of a balanced view of how, you know, some asexuals can cheat as well. Some asexuals can be emotionally manipulative, narcissistic and all that lot. So, you know, I hope that I give, you know, a good balanced view to a certain extent. But obviously, as this is an asexual channel, we do have a lot of problems with sexuals. I'm going to talk more about problems with sexuals than probably a lot of other people and channels would that are not to do with asexuality. However, I have this amazing friend and she is heterosexual and she is just incredible, and she invited me out with her other friend who is really, really sexual. I mean, she loves sex, her other friend does, and I have absolutely no problem. Actually, I find it quite funny. But I mean, I'm not like her. I'm not the same, you know, but I don't have a problem with some sexual talk. I can make some sexual jokes myself because I'm detached from it, you know. It doesn't bother me because I'm not into that. And I kind of shock them sometimes when I come out with it. And sometimes I like to be a bit naughty, as in shock people in what I say sometimes, you know. I kind of like mixing the norm up. I kind of like coming out with things that people don't expect me to say. I kind of like just, you know, I think I like seeing the expression on their face. They're like, oh my goodness me, how can she say that? And hello, oh hi, that's nice, nice to see you, Gregory. Hi. So yeah, I was saying that even though I'm asexual, sometimes when I, you know, see, I saw my friend today who's heterosexual and her other best friend, and sometimes I can shock people because I can make some sexual jokes because I'm detached from a situation, you know. I'm not into sex, but I've always kind of been able to make those silly bum jokes and things like that when I was a kid. Even in front of my parents, I kind of had no sort of shame in doing that, as it were, and no sort of like restrictions, no sort of worries. I just used to say what I think. I've always been quite outspoken, and I guess because I'm detached from the situation, it's not really, you know, no sex is happening in my life, then, you know, even more so it doesn't bother me. I just find it quite funny. Even though I don't find, you know, seeing private parts funny, I don't like that, it's disgusting. You know, I kind of like don't mind making some sexual parts jokes and things like that. So I guess that is kind of weird sometimes for asexuals. However, when I had my first asexual meetup with two women, they said the same thing. They said they can make sexual jokes as well, and that, you know, just because you're asexual doesn't mean to say you can't. Some asexuals have quite dirty minds, actually. So kind of like being asexual and behaviour or speaking or mannerisms doesn't necessarily add up sometimes. It can be very bizarre. So I just wanted to say heterosexuals can make the best of friends as well. I mean, my friend that I saw tonight, she so loves me as a friend. I've never, ever in my life experienced such love, friendship love from a female ever in my life as from her. You know, through her, I finally found out what true friendship feels like. You know, I've never ever had someone who says they miss me and love me so much as a friend. I've never had that. I've never had someone caring about me so much. She buys me like gifts. I mean, let me show you some of the things she got me. I don't need a boyfriend because I got a best friend. Look, I mean, this is like so sweet. Look, so she got me this. I mean, this is just so cute, isn't it? You see, true friend, and it's brilliant because I used to get this type of thing, this bear type of thing bought from my exes. But you know, she's put true friend. And I just think that's so sweet. So she buys me lots of gifts. I think that was was it for a Christmas or birthday present? Hi! Oh, I'm a biromantic asexual, so my closest friends are heterosexual men. Oh, hi, Gregory. Yeah. It's good, isn't it? When you can trust them. And, you know, she bought me this as well, which I was in the Daily Mirror newspaper, if you saw that. Me being an asexual business cougar. That I was in the paper a couple of years ago. About liking younger guys and being a businesswoman but asexual cougar. That was quite funny. They did they did kind of like put their own slant on it, which wasn't quite good in some ways, but I kind of expected that with the press, you know. Anyway, she bought me this, so yeah, I've had my picture taken of that. And she's got me jewellery and stuff before as well. She buys me loads of jewellery. Let me show you some of the stuff. I just thought I'd share this with you because it's quite nice. Like, you know, some of the stuff she's given me, like these things, like this ring. I mean, you know, it's just really sweet. I mean, look at that. It's a little, like, can you see? I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? You know, she gives me these rings and jewelry and stuff. Look, you know, I mean, they're like costume jewelry, but it's just a sweet thing, isn't it? I mean, look, it looks really nice. I don't wear rings that much, but look, it looks really sweet. Do you see what I'm saying? Actually, I didn't realise. This is really nice. I love this. See? Sparkly things. I love sparkly things. So she gets me, you know, look, this ring as well. I don't wear jewellery that much, but, you know, this is really nice. I love this. I haven't worn this yet, actually. You know, like little hearts. Can you see? Like, I think it's great when you've got a friend like this as well, because it's like, it's very pretty. Exactly. And I think it's brilliant because it actually really helps me feel that I don't need a relationship as much, because as a hyper romantic, as you know, I do crave that sort of romance and kissing and cuddling a lot. I have to admit, I'm really happy being single, but I do miss the kissing and the cuddling and the warmth of a person in person, if you know what I mean, with my arms around them. So, but it's so nice when, you know, like like I had boyfriends in the past. It's kind of like, I don't miss them whatsoever, but you kind of get used to being bought little gifts and stuff like that. And that's something you can kind of miss, not the person, but you can kind of miss, like, not having little gifts sometimes. I mean, I buy myself gifts when I can afford it. So, you know, it's not, you know, I don't really think about it. But I don't really, it's not something I really think about as in, I think, oh, I wish I had people buy me gifts. It's kind of like, it happened that she was buying me gifts that kind of like, I suppose her ex-boyfriend might buy me. And then I'm thinking, well, that's great because I don't need a boyfriend because I got a best friend like her. Do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like just really, really nice. So she got me this, and there's loads of other stuff as well. Like, I mean, this is really pretty. Like this necklace, see? With a heart on it. And this is the bracelet that goes with it. So, you know, she's just like such, you know, this is another ring. I haven't worn that one either. So it's like, and I've just got a chain. But it's like she buys me different stuff, and it's just so sweet of her. I know she does pick some things up from charity shops sometimes. But, you know, it's really nice stuff. And it's just really thoughtful and kind and caring, you know. And it's like today when she saw me, like, she goes, oh, I really miss you. I really love you. And I've never had that from a female friend before. She's not lesbian. She's very much into guys. But I'm just saying, I've never had that love from a friend who's a woman before. I mean, I was bullied at school predominantly by women, actually. So I have a lot of trust issues surrounding women and trust issues with men, because I've had quite a lot of people cheat on me in the past and not be nice to me. So I've kind of got a lot of sort of past issues that, you know, I've had to overcome. Like, but a majority of my friends are actually guys, particularly online, but even offline, like at asexual meetups, mostly my friends I've made through them are guys, to be quite honest with you. And you know, Martin, who's watching this channel, he's one of my best friends. I got to meet him at the UK. I got to meet him before the UK Asexuality conference. We hung out together for 3 days, and it was a fabulous time. I really loved his company. He's a really nice person to be around. We got on so well, really well. So I was really happy about that. And I'd known him online for 2 years before I met him in person. We'd Skyped a bit, so it went really well, better than ever I could have expected, really. So that's really good. And then I got Sam, who came to the last asexual meetup. He's my BFF as well, and but I you know, I haven't seen him for ages since the last meetup, but the next meetup's on the 8th of September. We're going virtual reality gaming, so I can't wait for that. And also I've got Keith, who's asexual, who's in my city. We meet up sometimes outside of meets, but we are really opposite on tons of things. I mean, absolutely tons of things. Who we get attracted to, we're not attracted to each other in the slightest, but even our thoughts, our manner, you know, like our opinions are very different, but it makes for interesting conversation. He's still a really good guy. I really respect Keith. He's a lovely guy, even though we differ a lot. He's still really good. Virtual reality sounds awesome. Yes, Gregory, you should fly over. I can't stick around, but I thought I'd say hello. Yes, Michael, I understand it's quite late because I didn't get in till late from being out because I went to, thanks for coming. Yeah, I went, so what did I do with my friend tonight? I haven't even told you. So I went over, my friend doesn't live in my city, and it's a bummer that a lot of my friends don't live in my city. And I do have like, I have a couple of heterosexual guy friends actually, and they're amazing. Like one of them lives in London, who Martin, who's on here, met as well. And he's awesome. I mean, he's heterosexual, but you wouldn't have thought it really, because he doesn't talk about women at all. To be honest, his behaviour is more asexual than my actual myself. Do you know what I mean? Even though I'm asexual, my behaviour, like I talk about guys quite a bit because I have a lot of aesthetic attraction, particularly for foreign guys, and I'm really into finding a romantic relationship partner. So I kind of talk about guys quite a bit sometimes, and he doesn't talk about women at all. Like, it's like it doesn't even enter his vocabulary half the time. It's because I met him at a business seminar. So he's like a really trustworthy guy. Despite the fact he's not asexual, he's a very trustworthy guy. So I really like him and respect him. He's really nice. And I've got a gay friend who I haven't seen for years as well. He's really nice. So, you know, it's just like, you know, I just wanted to say that, you know, heterosexual can make the best of friends. It doesn't matter about orientation, but it does matter if you've got, for example, sexual friends. Like, say, because I'm attracted to guys, say I had heterosexual friends and they started coming on to me in a sexual manner, or were sexually suggestive, that's when it's not good, you know. And I'd rather be around asexual guys any day, because I can't be around that sexual energy and that sexual tension. It's just not good for me. So because some heterosexuals, males, you know, even if they think, you know, they say they're your friend, you can pick up the vibe that they're not. Thankfully, I don't currently have anyone that I know of in my life that is like that. I went out tonight though, and it was hard for me because, you know, I get looked at by a lot of older guys, and I'm really, to be honest, not into older guys. So what did I do? I didn't tell you what I did I? Sorry, I'll backtrack a bit. So I met my friend off the train. She loves doing karaoke. She's absolutely amazing singer, and she's going from strength to strength. I'm really encouraging her. Her other best friends encouraging her, and I recorded her tonight going live on Facebook, and she's really good. She's become even stronger. I really want her to succeed in singing. I push her to try and try talent shows. I want her to be singing around the world. I think she's incredible. I love her to bits. And the sad thing is, you know, she might go off very well, like next year or whatever, and go around the world doing or going on cruise ships, or going like to Spain or something to do some singing there. Which if she does, I'll just be really thrilled for her. I would just miss her implicitly, because she's the only female bestest friend I've ever had that actually treats me like a bestest friend. She'd go out of her way to see me. She's there for me in good times and bad. She's got lots of love in her heart for me. She's so kind to me. If I'm feeling down, she'll go out of her way to purposely come and see me in my city. She doesn't live in my city, you know. She'll get a bus, get a train, get a taxi if she has to, you know. And that is a true friend. She wants me in her life. She loves me as a best friend. Like, I have other best friends, like female best friends, but I usually always make the effort to go and see them the majority of time. One has a kid, so it's quite understandable that the majority of the time I would go over there, but it would be nice if it was a little bit more coming over here as well. I would appreciate that more. But, you know, I do understand her personal circumstances as such that, you know, it's difficult for her to do that. But these are, again, heterosexual friends that I'm talking about. So yeah, so this friend, we went out, she did karaoke, and then we went for a couple of hours and saw a live band where I did some dancing. Now, I absolutely adore dancing, as you know. The only thing is like with the town she lives in, because I might have said she lives in a city, another city. She actually lives in a town. I live in the city. So she lives in a town, not in my city, because I live it's really weird, because in my city I also have a town near me, which is like 5 minutes away. So it's kind of like really strange as a town in the city. It's bizarre where I live, but it's really cool, because it's like, wow, I've got a city and a town. Wonderful. So yeah, you know, we then went to see this live band, which was halfway through the band, and I was doing some dancing, which was great. But I got a lot of older, like, the town she lives in has got a lot of older people, guys there, if you know what I mean. Guys that I wouldn't be interested in anyway. When I say older, they're probably in their like 40s, 50s, which, you know, it's not old, it's just in terms of me, what I'm attracted and comfortable being around. I'm not comfortable, really. I'm mostly comfortable around guys I'm attracted to. I don't know if that sounds really bizarre, but you know, if I'm aesthetically attracted to guys, I don't mind being around them in a room and near them, because if they touch me, if they come near me and rub up against me, which you can do if you're trying to get drinks and stuff at a bar or whatever. I don't drink alcohol, by the way, never do, but I still go and get drinks from the bar and stuff sometimes, you know. And so, you know, if they're pushing past it, I just feel so much comfortable by being around young guys, even if they're not foreign, even if they're young and British. I'd rather be around young British guys near me, in close proximity to me, than older British guys. I just can't stand older British guys. They just make me feel sick. I'm sorry if you're an older British guy. There is an older British guy I actually talked to who's asexual that I do message. He's 52, I think, on Asexuality. So I've never met him in real life, so I do message him. It's not like I'm completely adverse to never speaking to anyone older than me. But and I did have a date a heterosexual guy last year. I was a bit mad, but he was actually older in birth certificate age as well than me, which is really bizarre. He was 43, which, you know, I'm not that age, I'm younger than that. So that was really, really bizarre. And yeah, that was weird, having my arms around an older bloke, the heterosexual bloke. It was very weird, the one I dated, very weird. But he looked much younger, and he was foreign. So if I'm gonna be anywhere near an older guy, he has to be foreign, really, for me to be comfortable. And I just wasn't really so comfortable in the environment. But I'm used to that environment, because when I go and visit her, there was a young guy I spoke to, whose mum was actually doing the karaoke machine. So that was nice to talk to him, because I feel I have more in common with younger guys, and I really feel I really need to be going out to much younger places. I mean, I love seeing my friend do karaoke, because I love hearing her sing. I go there really to hear her sing more than anything. I do like live bands, but tonight, okay, the music was good, the band was really good, but I kind of like really feel like my soul's craving young, vibey music. Like I told you, if you've been watching this channel for a while, that a few weeks ago I went to this place in my city, which is the place for foreign guys to be. They're not asexual usually, but I think, you know, if I'm gonna find my asexual soulmate, if he by any chance is in my city, and if he by any chance likes dancing, then that is the place he's going to be in. That it's like a pub that turns into a nightclub on certain days, like Sunday and Tuesday night. It does like a salsa dancing first of all, and then it goes into different world music beats, and I really love it. And I used to go there years ago, but I kind of used to go there and meet up with someone. But now, you know, a few weeks ago I went on my own for the first time, which was quite daunting for me, you know, because I'm around sexuals. But it's kind of like I want to push myself to do that, because I kind of think that what asexuals are like 1% of the population, which means 1 in every 100 people are asexual, which kind of means that if in that room, when I go out to that place, if there's, are you in Essex? No, Gregory, I'm not. I live in Exeter, in Devon, in the UK. You don't live in UK, do you? Shame. But yeah, so no, I live in Exeter in the county of Devon. So Essex is ages away from me. Like London, to get to on the train takes between, well, it roughly on average takes 3.5 hours. I think there's a really super fast track train that can get there in about 2 hours 45 minutes, and the longer slower trains are like 4 hours and a half. So yeah, people think I live in London because I visit London whenever I can. I love London. It's like my second home, I call it, but it's really expensive. It's cheaper for me to go there for meeting a guy usually. Like say I had someone who lived up country and they wanted to date me or have a relationship, meet up for a relationship date, then it would be easier for me to go to London a lot of the time than other places. So for example, if a guy lives in Manchester, I haven't really got a hope in heck of, even though it's in my country, I haven't really got a hope in heck of meeting them easily, because it costs, like on the train, I think it's like £260, which is a lot of money just to return on the train. It's like crazy amounts of money, you know, whereas I can get a ticket to London like one way 19 quid and one way back another £19. I can get one for 40 quid going to London, which London's the capital of the UK, as you probably know. But you know, and it's kind of like crazy that, right? It's like, you know, there's people that are in the UK, but there's certain places that really wouldn't be practical for me to travel to for a relationship, because it would just be too expensive for me. I could never see them. So yeah, that makes it harder because I don't drive, you see. If I drove, I guess it'd be different, but I don't drive. So I need someone who, you know, if they live miles away, will drive down to see me, and they might not be quite happy doing that all the time because they might want me to go and see them. So that's kind of a little bit of a barrier there. But, you know, if they're working and they drive, then surely they'll come and see me, right? That's what you would have thought. So yeah, it makes it quite hard. But yeah, so tonight was a bit difficult because I was like round guys, and you know, there's quite a lot of older guys looking at me as well, and it's like, you know, I'm not interested in older guys. I appreciate the fact that they find me attractive, but it's kind of like, I just think, don't come anywhere near me, you know. And when we meet and greet people, there's a lot of older, well, I say old, you know, people. I'm not saying they're old, but in the realm of what I'm attracted to and comfortable being around, they're too old, really. And it's like, when it's meet and greet, like I said to one guy tonight, like, oh, I don't do the kissing, because to my friend and her friend, he was like doing their kissing. And I have let some older guys do that when I'm out with my friends, because I think it's kind of the right thing to do and polite. But it's kind of like, I don't know, lately I've just been feeling like I really need to be around younger people, like foreign guys especially. I really need to go out there, and because that's what I feel comfortable. I feel like I'm missing out, I guess. Like, Sandra, what you doing, you need that communication connection with younger foreign guys. Like, you are after your asexual soulmate, who you believe is Indian and at least foreign, and you've got to get out there and try and find him, you know. I've been trying to find him online. Maybe he's not even online. Maybe there's an asexual guy out there who's Indian, even in my city, and doesn't realise it, you know. Maybe I'll find him at this place, you know. 200 people, that means if I'm asexual, one other person in the room should be asexual if there's about 200 people in the room. Whether it's male or female, though, I don't know, because I'm only attracted to guys. And whether he'd be romantic or not, I don't know. I'm guessing if he's out dancing, it's possible he might be romantic, because he might be into, like, sort of the intimacy of dancing more. But, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean, because some of them, they go as couples, and some of them just go out with their friends there. So an aromantic might just be out with their friend, you know what I mean? In which case they'd be not suitable for me anyway. But I kind of think I have to try, and I kind of think my soul at the moment is just really craving being around young foreign guys. It's kind of like, because that's what I want to have in the future. I want a relationship with a younger foreign guy, and more younger foreign guys are popping up in my life, but they're all online, and it's like they're completely out of reach unless one of them takes action to get over here instead of just talking about it all the time. Then nothing's going to happen, you know. There's this Indian guy that I told you about. I was speaking about ongoing, like, and I spoke to you yesterday and said, actually, he seems like a really decent guy. He's not asexual, sadly, but he's interested in a relationship with me. You know, like, it's like asking about marriage proposal on the 8th. Now, obviously, I'm wary that could be for a visa, right? I'm not stupid. I get asked loads by people who want visas to marry because that's the way they get into this country, and it's really easy to stay in this country if they're married, you know? So I'm not ruling that out still, even though I have no doubt in my mind he really genuinely likes me. I'm still not ruling that out, you know? I'm not silly. But, you know, obviously I didn't accept. But, you know, he seems a genuinely nice guy, and he seems to really like me. He sent me a picture of a rose this morning, saying, hello, miss you, and sent me a picture of a rose for you. So I thought that was really sweet and romantic. He's a super romantic guy. But, you know, I don't know how, you know, I don't know him, you know. He could be talking to loads of other women, saying similar stuff. I don't know, do I? You know, he spends a lot of time online. I don't spend that much time online. I do spend a lot of time online. That's not true, but I kind of like, it's more for a purpose, if you know what I mean. Because of the asexual stuff I do. But it's nice he's online to be there for me, which is good. Because he says, oh, he says, "I'll message me when you're available. I'm always online." Like, so I don't know if he's saying that as in I'm always going to be online for you, or whether he's just saying that in general. But I, you know, it's nice to have a rose from him. I spoke to him a bit more today in message to find out a bit more about him. But, you know, there's no point in me pinning hopes on this guy, because maybe he can genuinely live without sex. Maybe he can love with him without sex. You know, maybe he can come to the UK without sex. Is a very, very unlikely thing, because I can't see him getting over here, because I know he talks about it, but he said he's been refused a business visa before, and it's like, well, why don't you just apply again in my mind? But, you know, it's like kind of he's starting to go around the houses going, well, maybe if I did this course over here, maybe if I, you know, he's on about applying for a Canada visa. I know what that route leads to. I've been with guys who start that route. It means they go off to Canada and they just don't bother, and then they give some other excuse. It's like, I don't want all that in my life, you know? So I just really need to find a guy in my city, or, you know, in the UK, really, asexual guy I really need, because, you know, for a relationship, because, you know, online's great, but it's like, it's not sustainable. It's not good for me. I can't commit to a guy online who I don't even know, when we barely even talk. Do you see what I mean? So, and he's not asexual, he's heterosexual, but so far he's been really respectful, had really nice conversations with him. He's been really nice guy. Sounds a bit off, go with your gut. Yeah, well, my gut says, when I Skyped him yesterday, he seemed like a really genuine, kind, caring guy with a big, loving heart, and he seemed like a really decent guy. So that felt really good. You know, but it's like, why would someone who doesn't know someone ask to marry them straight away after they've been talking to them for like 2 or 3 weeks? Like, now, is it 3 weeks? I don't know. Why would someone do that? He goes, oh, I don't want to lose you. It's like, well, you've not got me in the first place, because I'm not in a relationship with you. Do you know what I mean? If you want to have a relationship, commit to getting yourself over here. Not I'll try or wishy-washy. You know, thousands of foreigners come over to the UK. Yes, it's really difficult to get in this country. I don't deny that. I know other foreign guys have had problems before in the past, you know. But at the end of the day, if you want something that badly, you can go and get it, in my opinion. You know, you just take the action and steps to get it. And if you're prepared to study over here, then it's much easier. You just go, if you've got money, you pay the tuition fees. You come over here, apply to the university, pay tuition fees. If you've got the money, you then come over as a student. You have to study. You have to, you know, obviously have a student visa. You have to be in this country for 5 years in the UK at the current time. So you have to basically get a job when you're a student. You have to stay here working, or be over here for 5 years. And only then can you apply for residency of being in the UK. But I mean, it's not like it's impossible to do, is it? Because I've just said how to do it. So it's just if people can be bothered, or people want to go back to studying, or if people have the money, or if people actually, you know, like, are not just online. The thing that's dodgy about it, Gregory, is the fact, you know, about him asking for marriage so quickly. It's like, come on, really? I'm not gullible in that way. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like crazy. I do know he's not interested in being with an Indian girl. He likes foreign white girls. So I know I tick that box for him. I know I tick a lot of boxes for him. Like, I'm really intelligent and everything else. But whether he could actually live without sex, he assures me he could with me. But I'm not, you know, I don't know how that works in practical terms. And I don't see him coming over here. I really think that he cares. I really think that he has a true connection with me. It seems to me that a lot of foreigners, from what he said, don't really understand him, and they don't really want to speak to him, particularly women, by the sound of it to me. Exactly. And, you know, I'm talking to him and I genuinely want a foreign guy. I mean, to be fair to him, he didn't really say any of this stuff to me until I posted on my Facebook page when I did go out dancing a few weeks ago, that I danced with the only guy who didn't have a dance partner at this place I danced to, this place that has a lot of foreign guys, happened to be Indian, but he wasn't asexual, but I still had a good time. And I'm looking forward to meeting, you know, one day I'll meet my asexual Indian soulmate. You know, I look forward to that time. And that's when he saw the post. He didn't realise what asexual was back then, but he does watch all my videos, he does subscribe to this channel, he does like my posts. So, you know, it's not like he doesn't take it. And he asked me questions about asexuality, which is really nice. And do asexuals do this? Do asexuals do that? How does this work? So he actually does take an active interest in asexuality, which is different to other people, I have to admit. He really seems to want to know about it. He's interested and intrigued, which is nice and refreshing. And, you know, from when I Skyped him, you know, feeling his heart, he seems to have a really genuine, kind, caring, loving heart. I felt that from him. You know, he wasn't saying anything sexual to me. He wasn't being sexually suggestive. In fact, he was less so than some asexual guys I've spoke to. So that was all really nice. You know, he's very romantic, but it's kind of like, you know, it's too good to be true. Do you know what I mean? And I just have had this so many times with foreign guys all the time saying, I love you, I miss you, and all the rest of it. I don't want to lose you. And it's like, well, you haven't even got me, mate, because I'm over in the UK, and until you can come over here and commit to me in a full committed relationship without sex, then I can't be with you. I've had this with asexual guys a lot, not just sexual ones. I mean, usually I don't get it with sexual ones, because as soon as I say I don't want the sex, the majority of them just scarper, especially if I keep going on about it, because some of them like to test you, you know, they don't really believe you. So I just keep going on and on about asexuality and what it is and what I don't like, you know, and eventually they usually get bored, fed up, or admit they want sex. I'm like, yeah, bye-bye. Yeah, I don't need that. It's like, if I wanted a sexual guy, I could take my pick. I'm not being funny or boastful. I'm being confident, because I know there's loads of sexual guys that fancy the pants off of me. I know it. I get it. You know, I used to get it constantly, but because I'm so out about being asexual, and because I've got kind of like this, you know, like, don't come near me if you want sex attitude, there's less of that than I used to get, which is good for me. But it's like, you know, when I went out tonight, what I was explaining is that I was around these, you know, like, people, and around the younger guys, even though they were British, I could be near younger guys British. I was okay with that, even if they touched my arm or something. But guys who are older, like 50 plus or whatever, or maybe they're not even as old as that, I just couldn't stand it. I just felt really awkward, you know. It's like, I don't want them really kissing me. And they can shake my hand, I'm okay with that. But I have older guys do that, because when I'm out with my friend and her friend, it's kind of the polite thing to do, like formalities, like no, but I always turn my cheek and stuff. But like tonight, it's just like, I don't know what it is. I just think that I just need to be around younger foreign guys. I need to be closer to younger foreign guys. I need to find my asexual soulmate. I need to even just being around foreign guys, like close to them, is much better for me, you know, like. And I need a young environment as well. I mean, I love my friend to bits. I'm still going to go and see her. I'm still going to watch her do karaoke and stuff. But the environment's quite an older environment for me. Like, the type of people that go there are older a lot of the time. There are some young ones. You know, like, there's someone who we both used to work with. She's younger. There was a younger guy. He's a bit autistic, I think. He's got some mental health problems, I think, and they put him on stage and he was playing with the band, his guitar, and I thought that was so lovely of the band to do that, and that was incredible to see that, and the smile on his face. And they did a few songs with him. They were going to do one, and they did another one. They did the two last songs with him, so he had about 4 songs on stage, and he got to walk through the audience with them, and his face lit up, and he's amazing. And actually, he's hugged me, and I don't mind his arm around me. He's a younger guy, even though he's like got some, I think it's autism, I think, you know. He's like, he puts his arm around loads of women and blokes. He's always hugging blokes, like, really tightly. So it's not just women he does that to, but he's kind of like such a nice guy. He can get away with it. And I don't mind being physically close to him, like him hugging me. I don't have a problem. He's quite young and he's a nice person, you know, he's got a nice personality, so it's all cool. But like some of the older guys, like they're one of my friends, like this guy friend of theirs, like he's not really a friend, it's someone they know out and about. He was like looking at me and stuff, and I could tell he fancied me. It was horrible. And he wanted to buy my friend and her friend a drink, and he asked me what I wanted to drink, but I have allergies. I can't have like I don't have alcohol anyway. I don't drink it, and I can't have fizzy drinks. So I wanted like some orange juice or something. But when I was talking to the barman and asking for this orange juice, like I said, is it from the carton? You know, I need fresh orange juice. I can't have like sugar stuff, like added sugar. He goes, oh, we haven't got any, it's on the drum. And I was like, well, I don't think I have that. And he started talking about some orange juice downstairs. Then this guy was really nasty. He goes, oh, F off, you're taking so long. And I'm just like, fine, don't even come near me. You know, he's not attractive to me. I got the impression he fancied me. And my friend was buying my friend and her friend a drink, so he offered me, but because I took so long, he was telling me to F off. I thought it was disgusting. I just walked off. And I said to them both, they go, oh, he's a really nice guy, really. He's not really like that. I said, I don't want him near me. You know, first of all, I found him quite sleazy, to be honest, because I know that he was like, you know, they don't mind, obviously, because they're heterosexual, that he's like, you know, close to them or whatever and kissing them to say hello and the way he's doing it. But I saw him looking at me and I'm like, I don't want you kissing me. I don't want you near me, really. But then when he said that to me, I just thought that's so rude. It's not my fault I've got allergies and was taking ages. You know, I can't just have normal juice. If there's sugar in it that's added, seriously, I'll be really ill. You know, I'm allergic to sugar. It's the worst allergy I've got. And, you know, last time someone put some accidentally in my food years ago. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Thank you, Gregory. It's really sweet. Yeah, it was horrible. And so, you know, I didn't like the guy. I thought he was sleazy, but I kind of think quite a lot of the older guys are sleazy, to be honest. It's horrible saying that because, you know, I need to be around them because I'm with my friend and her friend, but I just don't like older guys looking at me. And it's like, please, thanks for finding me attractive, but I really rather you didn't, because, you know, I don't mind younger guys finding me attractive, but older guys, it's kind of like, you know, I just don't like it. I mean, given my birth certificate age, you might think, well, you know, like, you know, I might like some people that are older, but I really don't. I just need younger guys, much younger guys even. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather hang out with an 18-year-old or 19-year-old or 20-year-old than I would a 40 or 50-year-old. It's just like, guy I'm talking about, you know, my best friend, she's in her 40s. She acts a lot younger though. She doesn't act like that at all. I have to watch sugar closely too. I have pre-diabetes. Oh, bless you, Gregory. Yeah, my mum's diabetic and so's my guinea pig. One of my guinea pigs that lives with my parents now with the other guinea pig, Angel. She's diabetic, hence why I've got these banners everywhere because they're not in my home anymore, which is quite sad. So yeah, it's really difficult for me, you know, and I will still go out with my friend and that, but I just find it hard being in that environment. It's kind of an old environment for me to be in because my personality is so young and it's kind of like I really crave. So I just think the best thing for me to do is to also go out dancing more on my own, particularly to that place with foreign guys. I think it'll make me feel better. Then obviously when I'm around older guys, as I continue to see my friend and that, when I'm around older guys, I don't think it will matter as much because I'll be having more time with younger guys, if you know what I mean. Because I haven't been out dancing on my own now. This is like, this will be the 4th week coming up. So I think I should go out this Tuesday. It's just that, you know, it costs money to go out, but I really need to get out and about with my flat more because I'm kind of like indoors a lot, working on websites and social media all the time, and it's kind of like I do need to go out and spread my wings sometimes, you know what I mean? Otherwise it's just like I'm constantly indoors all the time. And I just think it's really good for me to be in that environment with, you know, people who are consider like my age, you know, because my mindset age is very different to my birth certificate age. My mindset age is 21, my lifestyle age is 15, and, you know, like I do live like a teenager, you know, and I love it that way. And it's much more better for me to be in a younger environment as much as possible because it's in tune with who I am and my soul, if you know what I mean. I've got such a young soul, and, you know, like, to me the birth certificate age is just a piece of paper. that if I could change legally, I really would, because to me it's just a joke. I mean, it's not a joke as in the sense I was born, because I'm glad I was born, you know, and I don't want to offend my parents who had me. I think it's really lovely they had me, because I wouldn't be alive without them, you know. But I just think it's a joke in the sense it's not true to who I am, you know. It's like when there's a man that's trapped in a woman's body, or a woman trapped in a man's body, you know, there's kind of like, you know, they feel that they need to go and, you know, do other things and, you know, become the other person they were always born to be, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, and they feel that that, you know, who they are on the outside is not really a perception of who they are on the inside, and that they're just in this body that's not right for them. And, you know, and they're in this like body with all this, you know, culture and lifestyle they've grown up with, and, you know, that's not really true to who they are. But I don't feel that with my gender, but I feel that with my birth certificate age. I feel like I'm not really that age, that I'm, you know, much younger, that it's just a piece of paper. I sometimes forget I have to like count how old I am in birth certificate age, because I'm out and I'm like, God, how old am I really? You know, like in birth certificate age, I keep trying to work it out because I keep forgetting, because I keep thinking I'm in my 20s. Like, you know, so I'm kind of like, you know, like, I'm like, whoa, I just, you know, I can't even remember my birth certificate age sometimes. I'm struggling. I'm like, okay, what year was I born? You know, like, okay, like, how old am I again? Oh, right, okay, because it doesn't feel like it's me. It feels like it's some other person. It feels like it's me in the past. And what I find difficult about going out in the environment I went out tonight, I mean, I have been feeling a little bit more down than I usually am lately, I have to say, for various things that are in my life at the moment that have happened recently. I kind of been feeling a little bit down. I don't usually get down. Like, I used to suffer with depression years ago, but I gave that up in 2012, and I feel better for it. But, you know, like tonight, my mindset wasn't as good as it could have been, which I think maybe I was emphasizing in my mind the environment issues, because my mindset wasn't as good. Because when your mindset's not as good, it means that your outside world's not as good as it could be, because your inside world's not as good, if it, you know, it makes sense. And that's, you know, that's really on me and what's happened. And, you know, like, I'm not saying it's all my fault, but some things have cropped up lately that haven't made me feel great, and, you know, I've let it get to me a bit, which I don't usually do, but it has impacted me somewhat, and I kind of like recovering from that. And people have been throwing lots of things at me that I hadn't really thought about, and I kind of like, they might be true, they might really be true, but then if they are true, it's like, well, what do I do with this situation I'm in now, like, kind of thing. So it's kind of been kind of really difficult for me, and I was like analysing a lot when I was out, which I don't usually do very often. Like, I used to do this loads before, and I was kind of like, got all these things like, what am I going to do here, what am I going to do there, and I was just constantly you know, like, kind of worried about things, and it wasn't so good from that point of view. So my mind wasn't focused on the actual task at hand. But I was dancing. I did get to do some dancing. I did love the dancing. I enjoy dancing. My friend was amazing. I loved seeing her. I loved hearing her sing. All that was really good. It's just my soul feels like I need to be around young people. It's like, I know it may sound really weird, but when I was younger in birth certificate age, I was older. Like, when I was younger in birth certificate age, I used to go out more to like these places, like these pubs. You know, I used to go to a thing called Youth Club, which used to be like in a hallway or something, like church. I don't think it was a church hallway. It might have been a church hallway, but you know, I used to go out, and it was more like discos I used to go to, and even sort of the karaoke scene. Although I didn't do karaoke back then, sort of these pubs and disco type sort of bar atmospheres was something I did more when I was like younger in birth certificate age, if you know what I mean. So to me, it feels older. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm kind of like backwards in everything I do to do with birth certificate age and mindset age. And kind of like in this environment, it feels like something I did years ago. I would hang around with older people years ago as well, I think, more. And it's kind of like, it reminds me, even the guys and everything, the whole thing reminds me of something I've done in my past. And it's kind of like, I've moved on in my mind since then. I'm now this young person who needs to be around young guys, who needs to be in a young environment, who needs to be listening to young music and young beats. And so it's kind of like, I find that a personal struggle, you know? It's like, I love spending time with my friend. I love spending time with her friend. I like doing dancing. I do like listening to live bands because it's great. But I also need that other, like side that's true to my core and being, which is the younger, vibrant nature of the type of places I like to go to, which, my friend, to be fair to her, she's the most amazing friend ever. She just doesn't like some of the same places I like, which is fair enough, because best friends are not always going to like going to the same place as each other. That's healthy, that's good. But it just means I need to go out on my own to these other places, because I don't have any friends in my city that will go to these places with me. It's not their scene. Even my other friends don't want to do that, I used to go with one of my other friends, and then she stopped going out with me, probably because I was a bit naughty, right? I had this guy decide to drink my drink, and it was so rude of him that I was naughty back. Yeah. And it was only water he was drinking mine, but I was so peed off with it that I kind of got some water. And yeah, I was very naughty in what I did. So I kind of got some water, and he was being really smarmy, going, like I'm drinking your water. So I kind of got the water and poured some of it on him. And yeah, that was a bit naughty of me, I know. But it's kind of like, I don't like people being like that with me. And it's only water. It's not like he can't dry off. It's a club and he was boiling hot anyway. I'm kind of like, well, if you want my water, here you go. And it was a little bit that I put on him, like not tons, like on his shirt. Like, I was being very rebellious back then. Like, since then, my friend's not gone out with me. Like, not to that place anyway. I don't think she's even gone out with me. So yeah, I was being a bit naughty. I can be naughty occasionally. But I found it a little bit amusing, considering he was nicking my water. And it's like, he was acting so macho. He fancied my friend. All my friends, all my friend has like everyone fancying her because she's stunningly. This is another friend, stunningly beautiful. And it was a nightclub. But he's getting hold of my bottles of water. Like, that's all I drink. And deciding like it's really funny to just tip it up and drink it in front of me. And I'm just like, that is so horrible. He didn't even care. I'm like, okay, you can drink it, then here you go. And it's kind of like, I wasn't worried, because it's not like it's Ribena or beer or anything like that. And it's just like, well, yeah, there you go. And it's kind of like, I was being a bit daring, a bit rebellious. This was like years ago, like 4 years ago probably now, I think 3 or 4 years ago. So yeah, I was very naughty, I have to admit. And she probably didn't take very kindly to that. My other friend that I went out tonight, she wouldn't care. She's like very strong with blokes as well. If any bloke messes her around, any bloke, that's it. I mean, she's much worse than I'd ever be. Like, in terms, when I say worse, I can say stronger and better with them. She won't take any bloke giving her any jip or stick. She literally threatened to knock them out. Do you know what I'm saying? She's very different to me in that respect. Like, I'm like a mouse around her in that respect. Like, she would, like, if a guy like even comes near her who is being like trying to be like an idiot or whatever, like she would threaten to knock them out. She's not sort of like soft, gentle person in that way, like me. Like, in general, I'm very, very strong with guys, but I kind of like got this placid way about me, if you know what I mean. I'm kind of like a bit more gentle and sweet. Whereas, but, I have to protect myself when I'm out. I've got big muscles, and, I can look after myself, and I will, like, I will be strong, like I was with that guy with the drink. Like, maybe some people would think that is a bit naughty, which I think is a little bit naughty, but I kind of think, well, I don't like a guy taking advantage of me. I don't like him taking, like, advantage of the situation. I don't like him being smarmy about it. I don't like him thinking it's funny, and it didn't really do any harm to him apart from his ego. So, but it is still a bit naughty of me. I felt it was a bit naughty of me. But, so I'm not perfect. I'm not always a good girl, I have to admit. But, like, it happens. So, what I'm trying to say is, it's just harder for me to be in an environment with older people, because it's not really, like, in my heart and being. I'm more better around younger guys, if you know what I mean, in particular. I'm not really worried about older women. It's guys, I guess. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to conclude it tonight, because I think I've been talking enough. If you've got any questions, please post them in the comments below. If you think of any questions after this show's ended. I just wanted to, like, say thanks to all the heterosexual people out there, or bisexual, or pansexual, or homosexual, that are really nice people and good, caring friends and lovely. towards asexuals. I really appreciate you, because I just think it's so nice to show them appreciation. I really appreciate my best friend and her best friend. I really appreciate all the friends I've got, both asexual and sexual. I appreciate everyone in my life who's kind and caring. And I just want to say a big thank you. Thank you for my friends who are watching this right now. Thank you for all the people that support me on this channel. Thank you for everyone who tunes in. Thank you for all the love, the kindness, the caringness. And I really do appreciate your support. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, because it gets it up. You're welcome, Martin. By giving me a thumbs up, it gets me higher in the search engine rankings. So it gets asexuality better known in the search engine rankings. It means that my channel is more visible, and it means that I can spread awareness of asexuality more, because obviously not everyone that comes on this channel to watch is asexual. There's some sexual people that come on it, you know, and if I can educate one more sexual person to what asexuality is, you know, all the better, because it can help us, you know, spread the word worldwide. And, you know, so people can have relationships more with asexuals if they get better understanding of us, perhaps, you know, and they can take more care about us and realize that not everyone is geared towards sex, you know. There are other things besides it, and there's a different way of living, which is a very beautiful asexual life. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Hit that big bell icon to get notified of every time I post a new video. Until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. Thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Share this video with anyone who may benefit, and I will see you on the next live stream. Take care. Bye bye. Really nice to see you. Bye.